Hello Rhinos, how are you all doing? How to reverse pre-diabetes naturally. Let's get into it. Why am I qualified to talk about this? Well, my name is John Collett, and in March 2018, I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I managed to reverse my condition within 6 months naturally. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So how do you reverse your type 2 diabetes naturally? So what do I mean by, first of all, I want to clear something up. Okay, you can't, if you're a type 2 diabetic, you're always a type 2 diabetic. Okay, right? You can't change that. But as a pre-diabetic, that's not necessarily has to be the way for you. It doesn't have to go into type 2 diabetes. And when I say reverse, because some people do say, well, you can't reverse your condition, what I mean is you put it into remission. Okay, if that's a word you're more comfortable with, then fine. But what you find was when you do your research on YouTube about how to reverse your type 2 diabetes, what you'll find is most people say it's reverse. That's what we mean. It's remission, reverse. It's the same thing when it comes to type 2 diabetes, okay? But how do you go and do it naturally? So here's my tips for you. Tip number 1 is decide no matter what, you're gonna reverse your type 2 diabetes. We're gonna do whatever it takes to get those blood sugars under control. You see, pre-diabetes is a lifestyle issue. It's your lifestyle that's got to change. But any major change you've made in your life ever all starts with one decision. That one decision that no matter what, I'm going to achieve that goal. And so don't see it as a trivial thing, because it's not something you can give a go. It's not something you're going to try. It's something you're going to do. Okay? And so when you make that decision, then you can go full out. Then you've got to decide what diet you're going to follow. If you're going to go on a low carb diet, if you're going to go ketogenic diet, if you're going to go a plant-based diet, or like me, following a real food diet. There's loads of different diets out there, okay, that you can choose. One of the things that's really important is to pick one which is going to be fit in with your lifestyle. So when you do research and you go out and have a look at all the different ones to see out which one's the best for you, see the one that's going to fit with your lifestyle. Because what you got to remember is that all of these diets, what they all have in common is they cut out processed and sugary food. And processed sugary food and saturated fat and high salt. So basically, if it's in a box and you've got to warm it up, that's a good idea. You shouldn't eat it. Now, what I did to start off with, I just made a list of all the foods that I eat, all the meals that we eat, because we tend to eat all the same meals all of the time. And I identified all of the processed food that's in there, okay? And what I did, I swapped them over. So for instance, I took rice and I replaced that with cauliflower rice. I got pasta and replaced that with courgettes, spaghetti, or zucchinis if you live in the US. Okay, potatoes, I swapped that with sweet potatoes, and yes, you can make sweet potato chips as well. Okay, they taste very nice. Okay, and so that's what I did at the beginning, and there's further steps you can take after that, which if you want to have a conversation about that, by all means click the description below, and there you'll see a link. Click on that link, okay, and then it'll take you to a website. Stick your name and email address in there, and I'll send you a webinar of the 3 steps that our clients take on our membership site to reverse their type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. And if you think that's a good fit for you, then we'll see you in the group. Okay, so what's the next step you've got to do? Well, you've got to do some exercise. And what I suggest is you find an exercise that you love doing. If you hate the idea of going to the gym, if you hate the idea of running in the rain like I do, okay, and don't do that exercise. Do an exercise that you enjoy. I love doing yoga. Okay, I love doing yoga, and a DDP yoga is what I started doing because I could do it at home. I didn't have to travel to the gym. I eased myself into it, and I did it, so built up my flexibility bit by bit, because I had the flexibility of a plank, barely get my hands to my knees to begin with. The nice thing about doing yoga as well, there's loads of exercise you can do in chairs, with chair assisted, and all modifications that you can do. But if for you it turns out to be belly dancing, okay, water skiing, whatever it is for you, if you enjoy it, then that's what you should do. The next step is really, for me, is all about mindset. It's how to deal with your sugar addiction. Okay, it's changing how you associate yourself to different foods. So if I say the word cake to you, or chocolate to you, or frozen pizza, and you're thinking, lovely, oh, that's gorgeous, right? Yeah, that's exactly what we got to change, right? Okay, you got to change that, because that food is poison, right? It's absolute poison. And really, for me, the most important step is not the food, it's not the exercise, it's how you associate with food. Start seeing that food as poison. Start seeing healthy food, real food, natural food as healthy food, energy-giving food, making you stronger, making you fitter, making you better, turning you in. Oh yeah, gosh, there's the $6 million man. Some of you are not going to have a clue what I'm talking about. Okay, but go look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. For me, it's all about becoming a 6,000 pound charging rhino. My favorite book is a book by Scott Alexander called Rhinoceros for Success. And he talks on about taking the persona of a 6,000 pound charging rhino with 2-inch thick skin. When you decide you're going to charge a task down, a goal down, like reversing your type pre-diabetes naturally, there's nothing that can stop you. When life's torpedoes come out at you and try to knock you over, like when you go to a friend's house and they offer you biscuits or they offer you cake, and or you just have a day where you're really, really struggling and you're craving that food, well, they're just going to bounce off, because you're a 6,000 pound charging rhino with 2-inch thick skin. Watch my webinar. Here's a list of videos on type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes. You're not a number. You're a rhino. Now charge.